Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Clean Good Eat CGE Q&A Wednesdays. I am Sakina Bunch, your holistic relationship, health, and wellness coach with Clean Good Eats, where we believe in bringing the family back to the table by restoring healthy relationships with food, others, and self. Today, we have a phenomenal Q&A for you. I have the amazing Tanya White on, and she's going to start sharing with us about self-care. We do not do that enough. And so she's going to share with us the key points in having self-care and the importance of it. So Tanya, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Hello, everybody. I am Tanya White. I am from Louisville, Kentucky, born and raised. What about myself? I am a woman of a certain age ready to hit the big 50. So my whole paradigm towards life is changing once again, but the basics have not. And that is to love God, love myself, and love others. Because when we do those things, our life is not only fulfilled, but it reaches a level of significance that we can say, hey, this is what I was born to do. And so that's a little bit about me. I'm an author, self-published 7 books, a book birthing consultant. I love helping people birth books. I'm just me. Just
Yes,
me. Connect
you're
with me.
phenomenal.
Find out more about me.
Yes. Well, I listened to you speak when we were in Louisville, and I was blown away. There were so many nuggets, beautiful gems in what you shared with us. But I also remember you speaking when we were at Manhattan on Broadway. And I think that's really where I first met you. And I was just thinking, oh my goodness, y'all, she has this book, I Am Enough. Y'all got to get this book. Okay, I Am Enough.
Yes.
Please tell them more about this book.
Okay, so I just released the second installment, and it's actually, I have to remind people, it's called Yes, I Am Enough. There's a lot of I am enough, but I have to put the yes on there because when people say I am enough, or when you say that, they're still doubting your mind. And so I put that yes, that affirmation, that like, yes, I am enough, to remind us that yes, we are created, born, built enough, and sometimes the world bruises us and we have to rediscover our enoughness. So that is basically what my message, my movement is about. And to the Lord says so, to remind us that yes, I am enough. I am good enough. I am capable enough. I am intelligent enough to do any and everything that God has called me to do. And so that is my message. The second installment is all about taking the yes, I am enough to the next level, in which you love, live, and share it. And so when you love your enoughness, it means you absolutely embrace all of who you are, and to the core, that I am created in the image of God, so I lack nothing. And so you start to live that, because when you say, you know what, I don't care what people say, I don't care what they think that I don't have, I am enough. I start living that. There's a certain confidence that comes. And then when you love it, live it, you got to share it with others, because you want people to feel and be aware and enlightened like you are. So that is what my books, Yes, I Am Enough, are about, and what I want you to take away from it, that you are born enough, lacking nothing. You are born with everything that you will ever need. But when the world bruises you, and they will bruise you, rediscover that enoughness and start loving it, living, and sharing it again.
Girl, now I don't know about y'all in the audience out there, but I know I resonate with that.
Yes.
Because so often, just like you say, the world will bruise you, and even the self-talk in your head,
Absolutely.
you're like, well, maybe what they're saying is true. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough at this. And we just need to stop that, especially as women. We really need to stop that. So that is amazing. What brought you to write this book?
Life, a bruising of the world. Literally, it was a constant, and this was years of jabbing telling me professionally that I was enough. Things that a boss would say. And when I would read their comments, I was like, this is not me. If somebody read who knew me in the community, who knew me in on my job, they would say, this is not Tanya. And so what, even though I knew it, like you said, that voice in your head thinking that if somebody in authority over me is seeing me in this light, then I must be that. And I had to literally, I was in my room. I remember being in my room and I was at a low point because I was like, Lord, what am I doing wrong? And literally, I heard the Lord say, you're not doing anything wrong. And I had to cry out, yes, I am enough. I'm not what this person says. I'm not going to internalize it anymore because it's not coming from a place of helping. It's coming from a place of hurt. Because if I was this, then you would use your resources to help me become better. That's what we have to realize when people give you criticism, constructive criticism, or try to, say that you're not, and that you need to improve. The key is to know if it's coming from a place of helps or hurt, is whether they have a plan of action to help you. And when they don't, it's coming from a place of hurt. And so you've got to dispel everything that they said, because it's not coming from a good place. And since it's not coming from a good place, you will start thinking not so good things about yourself, and see yourself quickly spiraling down into a place that you will give up. You will see yourself as less than, and you will not be the person God created you to be.
Mm-hmm. That we went over the statistic in the Q&A last time that 350 million people each year are dealing with depression. That's a lot of people. And 1 million suicides.
Absolutely.
That's just staggering.
Which is continuing to rise because people think that is the only way out.
Yes.
And so that brings me to why I'm so passionate about reminding people, young men, women, children, yes, I am enough, because you've got to tell yourself that, because you have to be your own cheerleader, basically, because especially when people are intentionally trying to hurt you and get you to see yourself in a negative light, you can quickly go into depression. I was battling depression, still am having strategies to overcome that, because it's situational. Depression can set in. But you have to remind yourself, I am better than this. I am good enough. I am the best version of myself. I'm striving to be better. And so you won't stay in that depressive state, because if you stay in that depressive state, you lose hope. Losing hope means, why am I here? And so that's why we see an increased number of suicide, especially in our young people, because they don't have any hope. So that's why it's so imperative to do what we're called to do. You're doing what you're called to do, getting the message out there, talking about it, bringing awareness to it, and telling people, sometimes it's what you eat that gets you into the mindset. So we all need to do what we're called to do to help not only others, but help ourselves. Because as we research and, pour into ourselves so we can pour into others, we get inner healing as well.
That is so true. And, I'm a firm believer, and I teach this in my classes, that, we're holistic. So we're not compartmentalized. So what we're saying to ourselves, it's not just our brain that's hearing it, but it's our body that's feeling it.
Yes.
So we really must start speaking positive to ourselves. Years ago, I'd say maybe about 20 years ago, I battled terribly with depression. My uncle died, and then my mother died, and then my husband was stationed overseas in Korea. And I'm sitting here with like these little kids, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I am so done. But I think also at the same time, people were telling me, oh, well, you're strong, you're strong, you're strong. And even sometimes the positive talk that people give you is not coming from a right place.
Yes. Oh my God.
And they don't give you that time to grieve. It's you're strong, you're strong, you're strong. You should be doing this, or you should be feeling that. And it's like, No, I'm just as human as you are. But yes, God tells me that I am enough, that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And that's what I need to start listening to.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's a part of that self-care, knowing, I'm glad you see me as strong, but even strong people get weak. I need you to allow me to be in this place where it's not that I want to be weak, but situations have called me that my strength is weakening and I need to rebuild that up. So give me that time. And that's a part of self care, telling people exactly what you need from them. And if they can't give it, then it's your right. It's your choice. I'm a firm believer of giving people the gift of goodbye. So, because if you can't give me what I need,
Amen.
we must need to part ways.
Yes.
So that's a part of that self-care, telling people what you need. So yes, I know you see me as strong, but give me the permission that I need to be in this place to re-strengthen myself, because there's nothing wrong with me being in this place because I'm human. And
Right.
so we've got to tell people that, because I was that person, the oldest child. We come from the African American community, the oldest. You take care of everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have no time to be uh doing this. You got to be strong. You
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be doing that. And go, Lord, no, not don't be in the church, because
Ah.
then if you're not if you're not strong and you're not always up here, you're lacking faith. You don't believe God. That's a lie from the pit of hell.
Pit
We
of
are
hell.
human.
Yes.
We are going to have our times where we need to be strengthened. And if you
Mm-hmm.
think that you're strong all the time and that you don't need, that's pride. And that's a
Mm-hmm.
whole nother issue that will lead you quickly to
Mm-hmm.
depression and suicide. So we've
Yes.
got to allow ourselves to have the courage enough to tell people, okay, this is what I need from you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if you don't give it to me, then we need to part ways, because we're not gelling right. And that is okay.
Mm-hmm. That is, yes.
Departure is okay.
Yes, yes. Speaking about the Bible, I think about the story of Elijah and how he was running from Jezebel, even after that triumph. He was running
Absolutely.
from Jezebel, but he needed to be in that area by that brook. He
Yes.
needed to be by himself, and the Lord knew that. That's why he brought the birds in to come in and feed him, and he was able to minister to him there while he was by himself to strengthen him.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that is so important. But I think in our day and age, we live in the information age, the age of technology,
Mhm.
where we're going, 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 going. And we have, these little cell phones all the time. It's like an
All the
attachment, right? It's like
Yes.
our extended life. And we don't even take that time to get away from that
Yes.
and have that self-care time, that quiet time.
Oh my God. You have to train yourself. And I go back 20 years, I was like, we lived very well without cell phones.
Very well. Much
We
better.
did. Our relationships were more organic.
Yes.
Um, and so what you have to do is retrain yourself. When I turn my cell phone off, when sometimes when I'm home, I don't answer texts,
Mhm.
because I have to tell myself, at this time is my time with my family. And if I'm always picking up this little device, then
Mhm.
I'm not giving them what they need. I'm
Right.
not meeting their needs. And
Yeah.
so you have to be intentional and re-teach yourself that, you know
Mhm.
what? There was life before the cell phone. There was life
Abundant
before,
life.
yeah, there was life before social media. And
Yeah.
so I have to limit myself, especially sometimes when I'm taking a vacation.
Mm.
I turn it off. I don't do don't answer it. And
Yeah.
that's my right. And
Mhm.
some people, but I text you, you didn't text me back. I,
I
it's
get
only
to
been
you.
an hour.
I get
I'm
to you.
looking at the text and I will respond
Yeah,
when I respond.
that's right.
Because this is my time.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm back in full blown professional school counselor mode and doing my business.
Mhm.
My time is limited.
Mhm.
So yeah, there are certain times of the day I just turn it off. And
Mhm.
that's you talking about self-care. There's a part of self-care, knowing one of the things that and I was I was one who did this when all your family are out at a restaurant or out at an event and you spending time with your friends, and then you see a group of people with each other, but they're on their cell phone. I'm thinking, this looks so stupid. I'm out trying to spend time with you, but I'm on a little device talking to people on social media or text that are not in my presence.
That you
And I'm
probably don't even
devaluing,
care about.
yeah, I'm devaluing you
Yeah.
that you're in my presence. So we've
Yes.
got to reteach ourselves. We've got to and
Yes.
let this little cell phone go, have some parameters, because there was life before the cell phone.
Yes.
I
Yes.
remember my daddy telling me, there was no calling nobody. I'm gonna pick you up. You be at that time at this time.
That's right.
I ain't had no cell phone, but was I not out there
That's
when he
right.
told me to be? Because he said, if you're not out there, I'm coming in to get you. Lord have mercy. It only happened one time when I was trying to be real, real grown.
Uh,
Real grown. And he did. He came in there and got me. I was the most embarrassing part of my life.
I'm sure. I'm so
But
sure.
I learned after that. Be there.
Yes. 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 Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh, I could talk about this all day long. I could. I could. But I'm so thankful that you are sharing this information with the viewers, because sometimes it's like when your coach is telling you, you're like, okay, but then when other people are confirming the messages that you're hearing all the time,
Yes.
we went to the Creation Museum last weekend, which was
Okay.
absolutely awesome. Okay, by the way. And I have been working because, I have all these different launches coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So I have been working and not realizing how much I was on my computer, how much I was on my phone, and
Yes.
pretty much neglecting my poor child. And when we were at the museum and we were talking and having a great time, I just felt such a load off, such a
Mm-hmm.
relief, and we can feel like that all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
while we have just a couple minutes left, please share with us your morning regimen. I'm a firm believer that we got to start this in the morning if you want your day to go right. So share with
Absolutely.
us your morning regimen.
My morning self-care regimen is, first of all, I do not just automatically hop out of bed. I wake up, I give myself time to process because I know that I'm going to be busy the majority of my day.
Mm-hmm.
And so, first of all, I just sit there, get my mind and my thoughts together. And then I get up and I read something. Most of the time it's the Bible. Sometimes it's a book that I'm currently reading that is uh, pouring into me. It could be inspirational, spiritual, business related, something to set my mind in the right place. And then I pray. I'm still spending time with myself. I try not to rush,
Mm-hmm.
because when you're in a rush mode, that just keeps you in a rush mode the rest of the day. And
Mm-hmm.
so I firmly believe the way you wake up and begin your day is very imperative. I'm an educator, I'm a school counselor, and I can literally tell when kids have come in out of an environment that is hectic, that is rushed, and is not positive, because the way they show up for school. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you want to show up, whether it's work or a business meeting or school, whatever it is, you've got to show up for yourself by setting the tone for the day. And so whatever that uh, however that looks to you, and get you in a place of positivity,
Mm-hmm.
peace, being patient, um, and being in a flow that is not rushed and busy, do that. For me, it's not being rushed, getting myself together, reading, meditating, and praying, and being and getting myself out there in a timely manner so I don't have to rush. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's what I do.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Y'all, you hear it. Okay. So even though I
Yeah.
tell you and share this information with you, I bring in other people in that are going to confirm the truth to you. Tanya, my goodness, thank you so much. Please tell everybody where they can find you, where they can find your books. We want to know. More Tanya.
Yes. Connect with Tanya on Facebook. You can go to Sakina's friends list. I'm one of her friends. You can look for me on Tanya White. Tanya is spelled Tanya. Also, I host a blog talk radio show called Real Talk with Tanya White, we will be returning for the next season in October. So look for Blog Talk, Real Talk with Tanya White show. It's a great. I love that platform. Also, you can go to Amazon.com and get Yes I Am Enough the Next Level. Order that. Help a sister make some movement on Amazon, because sometimes it's all about the numbers sometimes. So go to Amazon and get it in a day. Trust me. And just connect with me. I'm doing some things. I'm launching some new endeavors in 2020. But if you connect with me on Facebook, I am on Instagram and Twitter. But honestly, I don't know that yet. My niece is teaching me how to be more engaged on those platforms. It's a little different, and I'm a little older, so I don't pick up things quite quickly anymore. So, but catch me on Facebook. That's where I'm normally at, or TanyaWhite.com. Tanya is TANYA. White is in the color.com.
I love it. Thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you are going to do amazing things. That book is going to be a bestseller, girl. I just know it. I know it. I know it. I know it. All right.
Thank you so much, love.
Love you.
I love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.